Hey, 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 Tommy Tell the Truth here. And then just as I'm starting this recording, I hear some thunder. Ooh. Or as me and Braylon like to call them, sky farts. Anyway, so last night I uploaded a video on We're the Last Generation at the end of the church age, etc. And then I decided to actually go live on D Live only, and I was live for an hour and a half or something like that. But I had mic, I had excuse me, I had sound issues, and Braylon's over there making a lot of noise. so, so anyway, if you hear him, that's just a baby being a baby. All right, so let me. I want to share something. I had to play it twice last night because I played the whole thing and it was muted or couldn't hear it because of the way Restream was set up. So hopefully you can hear it. You'll be able to hear this, and I'm gonna replay that part that I played last night that I wanted to share with everybody. So here goes on that. Should be starting here in just a second. And this is Yuval Noah Harari, who's auditioning to be the Antichrist.
Just as God in the Bible designs and creates animals and plants and humans according to his wishes, now we are learning how to design and create life.
We are learning how to play God. All right, so let me know in a minute here if you could hear the beginning of it the replay, Jennifer, please.
Yuval Harari thinks big.
What the heck is going on? Okay. All right, we're good. See, why does it work sometimes and not other times? I can't stand that with Restream, I mean, who wants to frickin', be thinking the show's going great and no, they can't hear you or the video or, oh my goodness. And this guy is the lead advisor to the CEO and founder of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, that everybody thinks is the devil, or not everybody, but, oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, here we go with this. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable the blasphemy and the just nonsense that comes out of this man's mouth. Oh my gosh. Here we go with Yuval Noah Harari, who's auditioning to be the Antichrist.
For a living. Not so long ago, he was an obscure history professor, but his 2014 book, Sapiens, changed all that. He explored the past, cramming 150,000 years of human history into 400 pages.
Authority will shift,
transforming himself into a literary phenomenon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome once again Yuval Noah Harari.
Name dropped by the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and Barack Obama.
The other book that I really enjoyed, a book by an Israeli author, Yuval Harari.
His follow-up book, Homo Deus, tackled the future, elevating Harari to a sort of digital visionary. Now he's back with his take on the present day. His new book, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century, explores the influence of algorithms on our everyday lives, how artificial intelligence will affect and maybe even replace us.
don't have any answer in the Bible what to do when humans are no longer useful to the economy. You need completely new ideologies, completely new religions, and they are likely to emerge from Silicon Valley or from Bangalore and not from the Middle East. And they are likely to give people visions based on technology. Everything that the old religions promised, happiness and justice and even eternal life, but here on earth with the help of technology and not after death with the help of some supernatural being.
He's sick. Let me make sure we're still okay. Alright. Looks like we are. Some of the stuff he says is just
what are humans
unbelievable.
for?
As far as we know, for nothing. I mean, there is no great cosmic drama.
See, Satan wants you to think that you're nothing, that there's no afterlife, there's no spiritual, no, nothing, you're not special at all. You weren't created in the image of a God or anything.
Some great cosmic plan that we have a role to play in it. And we just need to discover what our role is and then play it to the best of our ability. This has been the story of all religions and ideologies and so forth, but as a scientist, the best I can say, this is not true. There is no universal drama with a role in it for Homo sapiens. If you repeat a lie often enough, people will think it's the truth, and the bigger the lie, the better.
Yeah, he likes lies, and he encourages people to make big lies up and spread them. Isn't that something? Like the GLOBE lie and space lie and there's no God lie that he loves to spread.
Because people won't even think that something so big can be a lie. And I think that fake news have been with us for thousands of years. Just think of the Bible.
Blasphemy.
But there is a one option that some people talk about is that only a catastrophe can shake humankind and open the path to a real system of global governance. And they say that we can't do it before the catastrophe, but we need to start laying the foundations so that when the disasters strike, we can react quickly. But people will just not have the motivation to do such a thing before the disaster strikes. So the next step is we turn our gaze inwards and we say, okay, gaining control of the world outside us did not really make us satisfied. Let's now try to gain control of the world inside us. This is the really big project of science and technology and industry in the 21st century will be to try and gain control of the world inside us, to learn how to engineer and produce bodies and brains and minds. These are likely to be the main products of the 21st century economy.
Like Monsanto genetically modifying organisms. He wants to genetically modify humans and hive mind control them.
When people think about the future, very often they think in terms, oh, I want to gain control of my body and of my brain. And I think that's very dangerous. We have all this still myth of free will, that everything we choose is of our own free will. And this is a myth that served us well for a couple of centuries, but now it's becoming dangerous. We are probably one of the last generations.
Dangerous to his one world order beast system agenda is free will. Dangerous because we will never consent, and he wants you to fully consent into being controlled and enslaved and sell your soul.
Of Homo sapiens, because in the coming generations we will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Now, why is data so important? It's important because we've reached the point when we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms. Now, what do you need in order to hack a human being? You need two things. You need a lot of computing power, and you need a lot of data, especially biometric data. But control of data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can...
That's what they want. That's what their goal is always to be, to play God and make their own plan up for, to design it for the future.
Hack something, you can usually also engineer it. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws.
He loves evolution too, yeah, since he's an atheist, of course.
Of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds. The IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the new driving forces of evolution.
So yeah, he loves to mock God. He loves to mock Jesus. He loves to say, it's all fake news. I mean, it's just unbelievable. One lie after another with this guy, and one sick plan after another.
Evolution. And at the same time, science may enable life. After being confined for 4 billion years to the limited realm of organic compounds, science may enable life to break out into the inorganic realm.
Other dimensions.
Humans are now hackable animals. The whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will. That's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
Today, we have the technology.
You can't hack me. You cannot have my consent. You cannot buy my soul. I do not consent to you or any other elite evil bastard.
To hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, everything is being digitalized, everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is...
Like I said earlier, they create the crisis, the chaos, so that they can come back with the solution, and so that they can further enslave and control people, take away their rights, etc.
Opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to, but in a crisis you see we have no chance, so let's do it.
Vaccine won't help us go
the
to
vaccine
the next, of course.
will help us, of course. It will make things more manageable.
Surveillance, people could look back in 100 years and identify the coronavirus epidemic as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is maybe the most important development of the 21st century, is this ability to hack human beings, to go under the skin, collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves.
That's the mark of the beast. That's exactly what he's talking about.
I believe, is maybe the most important event of the 21st century.
By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future.
Elites, the evil elites, is who he's talking about, that are with him in his one world order plans.
Life itself. Maybe in a couple of decades, when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital, and if this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian regimes, but even in democracies.
I don't agree or consent to your monitoring.
And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin. Because really we haven't seen anything yet. Democracies. And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin. Because really we haven't seen anything yet. I think the big process that's happening right now in the world is hacking human beings, the ability to hack humans, to understand.
You can't hack me, buddy. Never.
And deeply what's happening within you, what makes you go. For that, the most important data is not what you read and who you meet and what you buy, it's what's happening inside your body. So we had these two big revolutions, the computer science revolution, or the infotech revolution, and the revolution in the biological sciences. And they are still separate, but they are about to merge. They are merging around, I would say, the biometric sensor. It's the thing, it's the gadget, it's the technology that converts biological data
Again, the mark of the beast.
Into digital data that can be analyzed by computers. And having the ability to...
And AI and the supercomputers, all that stuff is just an extension to the beast system.
To really monitor people under the skin, this is the biggest game changer of all. What we've seen so far, it's corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under our skin. Mass surveillance systems established even in democratic countries, which previously rejected them, and we also see a change in the nature of surveillance. Previously, surveillance was mainly above the skin. Now it's going under the skin.
Not my skin.
Governments want to know not just where we go.
Not in my skin.
Above all, they want to know what is happening under our skin.
Let's start that hashtag. Not in my skin.
What's our
Not
body
under my skin.
temperature? What's our blood pressure? What is our medical condition?
Sick, evil people that want to play God. I don't want to play God. I don't want to be God. I'm sorry. But that is sick in my opinion.
Humans are developing even bigger powers than ever before. We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. We are
divine powers, but yet he doesn't believe in God.
Really upgrading humans into gods. We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer life. All this story about Jesus rising from the dead and being the Son of God, this is fake news. You know that in recent years,
You're fake news, you chump.
So populist politicians undermining deliberately the trust that people have in important institutions like universities, like respectable media outlets. These populist politicians told people that, say, scientists are this small elite disconnected from the real people. You shouldn't believe them. And you had all these conspiracy theories that climate change is just a hoax, it's not real, and that the earth is actually flat, and that vaccination
Earth is flat. It is flat.
Climate change is just a hoax, it's not real.
And it is just a hoax. Yes, very much so.
And that the earth is actually flat, and that
and it is flat and stationary. Thank you for saying that.
Vaccinations are bad for you, and this spread. But
vaccinations are voodoo. They are bad.
I don't think it's too late. Especially in an emergency, people can change their views very fast, and they can discover hidden reservoirs of trust. You look.
See, he thinks that if they make life bad enough for you, that you will eventually give in, even if they have to starve you out. You will eventually consent to the beast system. Do you see the wolf on his shirt there? Is that just me? Or, I mean, do you see that like wolf or... Whoa, that's weird. Is that what he's been wearing the whole time? Let me take a picture of that, because that is like creepy, dude. What in the world? Why is he wearing that t-shirt? Wow, I think it's a wolf. Y'all think it's a wolf or... Yeah, that's got to be a wolf there on his shirt. I took a picture of it. I was going to say an owl, which is even just as creepy, but it was kind of morphing like throughout the show. I don't know. Throughout the video. That's okay. Wish I hadn't even seen that. That's so creepy looking.
In this crisis, who do people trust? They trust scientists above everything else.
Now when I sit down, it looks
Israel,
like a...
they closed down the synagogues. In Iran, they closed the mosques. Churches all over the world are telling people don't come to church. The Pope is doing all these ceremonies on Zoom or YouTube. And why do they do all this? Because the scientists recommended it. Even the religious leaders have trust in the scientists.
Because they're morons. I want to see what my picture looks like. This is the picture I took of his shirt.
Easiest people to manipulate are the people who believe in free will. Because you manipulate them, and they don't even suspect because, hey, I chose it because this is my free will.
We need some kind of global loyalty and global identity.
It's not
Earth will be populated or even dominated by entities that are not organic, that they don't breathe, they don't have emotions. Like the potential of AI is much, much bigger than any historical revolution. It's really a biological revolution. And now if you give the tools to start changing or overcoming biology, just, think about sex life. Mm-hmm. Almost every religion and every ideology wanted to really change human sexuality or limit it, but they couldn't. You had vows of chastity in the church, and how many people actually lived up to the vows of chastity? Now think, if you can really start messing with human biology, what will be the result of these sexual fantasies of different religions and ideologies?
Well, we know what you prefer. You're married to a man. He is sick.
Then the big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
Eugenics.
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games.
Drugs and computer He's talking about us. Let's just keep them happy with drugs and computer games for now. Yeah, I'll play that again.
Yes, we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games.
Good evening, Mr. Harari. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us tonight. My question indeed is a bit more personal. You've called yourself a prophet tonight, or you use the word.
I repeatedly denied that.
How you feel being so influential? I mean, it has happened probably in the last few years, no?
Yeah, just again.
I mean, I'm interested in you have power somehow to convince leaders. How you yourself?
So I now have a team that is helping me deal with that. It's impossible to deal with such a thing just on just one person. So people see me and they think I'm doing everything. I actually do very little, and the people who really work hard are my team members who organize this and everything.
I'll send you a CV.
And also I repeatedly tell people that they shouldn't see me as a kind of prophet or guru. I don't know.
False prophet, but not the false prophet. Pope Francis is the official false prophet of the Book of Revelation. But that dude right there is evil. Ain't no. All right, so that was the end of that. I wanted to share there more of Yuval Noah Harari in his own words, telling you, all the stuff he's for, and yeah, it's unbelievable. He is a almost perfect example of what the Antichrist will be like. It's unbelievable, folks. The times we are living in are so revealing. Hence the book of Revelation playing out. The elite are using the book of Revelation and other Bible prophecies in the Bible as their playbook. They're making them come true to fit their one world order agenda. All right. Well, I'm going to keep this short and go ahead and end this, and then I'll upload it and do a premiere, and I'll be in the chat. So I appreciate everyone that watches this, and do your own homework. But I'm telling you, this guy is like the front runner for the Antichrist. Now, he's probably not going to be the Antichrist, but he's going to be there praising and worshiping and helping him and loyal to him for sure. Man, unbelievable. It's unbelievable that we can make a list of several individuals that fit the description of the Antichrist. And of course, we have the false prophet already on the scene, Pope Francis. So, all right. Much love to everyone. I hope everyone is having a marvelous Monday so far. It's raining here, like usual this year. And yeah, life's a test, so do your best and try and manifest the best. No, do not live in fear. Unless you're doing evil, then you should probably live in fear of God's wrath, and you should repent and not do evil anymore. That's just my opinion. All right. Tommy here, Tommy out. Much love.